Welcome back all, Lower here. So we're going to go ahead and rescue the blue dragon at this point. I simply warped back to the Secret of the Cedar. Pardon my alarm clock there. I know it's noisy. So the Secret of the Cedar Shrine, which is where we got our climbing boots, the Okanaka Shrine, whatever the heck that is. So what we're going to do is go ahead and pin, if you haven't already, right up near this little body of water at the mountaintop. That's the direction we're going to be traveling in. Don't forget it's cold here, so you're going to want your cold protection going for you. Now you have options. I always like to have Xant's helmet for the unfreezable. That way I don't get frozen when I'm dealing with ice-based enemy attacks. And then, of course, the warm doublet. And fire rod. And that'll give you that high-level cold protection. The only bad thing about that, you know what, I'm just going to eat a meal here. I cooked an extra one for a reason. I might as well just go ahead and consume it. Yeah, then again, I only have 2 left. Yeah, scratch that. We'll be okay. Okay, so anyway, exit out this shrine. We're in a cave right now. I don't know why I tried climbing there. I'm a genius. Genius. Oh, check it out. We got ice pebblets. Check it out, guys. Unfreezable. You can now pick them up and throw them with ease. I love Xant's helmet. And the cool thing about those guys, the ice pebblets, is sometimes they drop sapphires, as you just saw on my screen. Very, very cool enemy to find. And the ones that are near Death Mountain, the lava pebblets, or fire pebblets, or ignito pebblets, or whatever they're called, they will sometimes drop rubies. So always take the time to kill those dudes for your gemstones. Okay, so I'm just going to head toward my pin that I placed here, kind of uphill, sideways and uphill, more or less. Of course, I'm going to kill anything I see on the way. The wolves that you're going to see in the snow regions, I don't know what they're called, snow coat wolf or something like that, they will oftentimes give you raw gourmet meat. So it's always worth your efforts to kill those dudes, if nothing else, to get that raw gourmet meat, so you can sell them for 100 rupees a pop at the outskirts stable. And you can do that the entire game up to 3 a day in Hyrule. So, before I came here, it was actually nighttime, so I took advantage of the nighttime hours, and I warped back over to Gold Rush Mountain, because I wanted to replenish my supply of Dragon Bone Moblin clubs. And wouldn't you know it, while I was running around the mountain getting some more big hardy radishes and Endura carrots while I was there anyway, I ran into yet another stall moblin and found another Dragon Bone Moblin club. So there are actually 3 in all that I found so far on Gold Rush Mountain alone that are carrying that specific weapon. And there's actually another one at the Lake Hylia, so I now have 4 in my inventory. Not a bad little deal, Yo-Yo. Okay, so like I said, we're just going to continue climbing uphill here, heading more or less toward that point that we marked on our map. Okay, here's a little hot spot with some enemyage. And I want to take a moment and kill what's here because, as I previously mentioned, we need the materials. And don't worry about getting frozen, because you're wearing Xant's helmet. Or at least I hope you are. If you've been following along with my walkthrough, you also have Xant's helmet. If you haven't been, then, I don't know. It's in an earlier video. I'm sure you can find it. And of course, that's only if you have the DLC. Okay, now this one is not an Ice Lizzle. He is camouflaged. So I'm actually going to break out a nice arrow. Just go kill him manually here. Remember, whenever you switch weapons to go kill something, don't forget to re-equip your fire rod to keep you warm. The last thing you want to do is take cold damage unnecessarily up here. Okay, I should be coming up on another Ice Lizzle somewhere. Oh yeah, don't forget the ice bats. We need those. That was not an Ice Lizzle. That sucks. Oh no, I'm using my fire rod like an idiot. Well, I just wasted a whole bunch of durability on that thing. Which is okay, because to be honest, we're going to be going to find Misko's treasure soon. And that's a little secret cave with a whole bunch of treasure chests and gemstones, and there's going to be a flame blade in there. Much more durable than a fire rod. You'll have that weapon probably the rest of the game, to be honest, unless you just want to tech refresh it from time to time. But, so yeah, we got lots to do. We're going to go take care of this dragon first, however. Okay, I think this one's a ice sizzle, and it is. Oh yeah, the other cool thing about upgrading your bombs at the Ancient Tech Lab, the wolves will now die with one bomb blast. You don't have to worry about throwing 2 bombs at them anymore. Alright folks, I'm just kind of continuing up this stairwell here, this makeshift path, if you will. Eventually we're going to wind up about where I placed that pin. And the reason I'm taking the main pathway up is because of the enemies. I wanted to get as many ice sizzle tails as possible, bat wings, ice chew jelly, etc. Okay, so here we are. Once you get within range, it's just going to automatically take control of the game. And I'll try to skip through this as much as possible. But there he is, folks. That is the Spirit of Lanayru, I believe, or something along those lines. And long story short, he's got 4 or 5 of these malice eyeballs on him. And we need to shoot those off of him. And what you want to do, the game will let you shoot any order of them that you want, but I recommend starting at the head and working your way back. Reason being is when this dragon goes to take off to fly, his body will follow his head. So wherever he slithers, wherever his head goes, then the rest of his body will go by. So always take care of the eyeball at the head first, and that'll make targeting the rest of the eyeballs that much easier. Okay, so here we are at the Spring of Wisdom. We don't need that anymore, but we are going to have to make a climb to the very peak here once he gets going. I think he's going to go now. Yes, sirree, Bob. And you're going to get some updrafts as well. The game's going to automatically trigger the side quest here. Makes for quicker travel. Okay, once you get up here, we're going to climb to the top of the tallest ice block thingy. Or whatever these things are, ice towers. We want that one so that we have some air time to aim in good and tight on that next eyeball. Remember, we're starting at the head and we're working our way back. The only bad thing about standing up here is every now and again, he'll catch you just right and knock you off. That kind of sucks. So just be aware of that. But this next eyeball, I believe, is on his underbelly, right after his first 2 sets of legs. I think that is very cool. I love how they introduce these dragons in this game. Okay, so there's the eyeball. That was the next one in order. So I think we have 2 more now. So now what he's going to do is he might circle around once more, and then he's going to fly down to another level. And I should probably be marking on the map what's happening here. No, never mind. There's really no need. If you're following along with this video, we don't need to be stamping the map. Okay, and at this point he's going to take off and go a different direction, and you'll see some updrafts going on for you. And that's a good thing. It just makes for quicker travel. Okay, this is the 3 pine trees, the secret of the cedars. I've been pointing them out several times in my earlier videos, and we're actually now flying right above them. And it's kind of funny that the dragon brings you to this spot, because there's a Korok seed here that would be otherwise way out of the way, so we're going to get it while we're here. Okay, we got 1 eyeball left, and then once again he's going to fly down to a different area. He's actually going to fly down to that big giant snowfield down below. But while we're here... crap. I misjudged how high up I was, apparently. We got a pedestal here. Now, of course, I'll mark that for you. This one's a little kind of tricky. You have to fly to this tree, climb it, and then jump out to the ring of lights. You can see it's way the heck over there. But it's going to take the dragon a long time to fly down to where he's going anyway. So I just figured while we're waiting for him to do that, we might as well just go ahead and get this Korok seed out of the way. Go ahead and let your stamina recharge. You're going to need it. Okay, just go ahead and land right in that circle there. Alright, and there you have it. So go ahead and fly back over to where that tree was. And all you got to do is kind of look around and you'll see him flying around right down below there in that snowfield down below. For the final eyeball that we have to puncture. And don't worry, if you're thinking like I was thinking the first time I did this, I'm like, am I going to have to climb all the way back up there? This is going to suck. Don't worry, once you pop that final eyeball thingy, they'll automatically teleport you back to the top. Pretty cool. Very nice of them. If I do say so myself. Alright, so that's how you rescue the blue dragon. Lanayru. Very cool colors. I know I'm geeking out on you here. It's okay. We'll get through it. Okay, so once you got him all freed up and stuff, and he's a normal color, and you're back to this point, we're going to approach him. Go ahead and shoot him in his body. Make sure you get him in the thicket of his body somewhere. We're going to get a scale off of him. And we're going to need to pick that scale up when it lands. It should land right here on this little platform right in front of us. And we're going to throw that into the water here at this little spring. And that will open up a passageway so we can get to our shrine. Alright. So you can talk to the statue if you want, but you don't have to. Just go ahead and hold on to that, toss it into the water. Something people are always asking on the internet is, where do you find a frost spear? And that's later on for the weapon connoisseur. Everyone's like, where do you get a frost spear? And there's so much bad information out there on the internet, folks. A lot of people are directing folks to the Coliseum. That's a hit and miss. That's only really late game, and I don't even know how that triggers. I thought it was Silver Lynels, but it's not, because I got Silver Lynels once and I did not get elemental weapons there. There is a frost spear in this shrine. That is the blessing. So what I recommend is don't get the frost spear yet. Or if you really want the frost spear, that's okay, because there's another one in a shrine that was on the way to the Korok Forest that we kind of bypassed. It's in an area I call Sleepy Hollow, which we have not yet been to, but we will. So anyway, get the frost spear if you want it. I'm not going to get it. But don't worry, there is another one later on if you do so want it. Alright, folks. If you're following along with my walkthrough, that last shrine we did out of Hauntno Village was our 4th Spirit Orb. And I already took the time to go and pray and get my next Stamina Vessel if you didn't already notice. So if you haven't already done so, go ahead and do that. And when we meet back up, we're going to meet back up in Kakariko Village. And there's a goddess statue there anyway. We're going to talk to Impa and do some other stuff. So we'll see you guys back in Kakariko Village.